Okay, so the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer just dropped, and this video will be a little bit more off the cuff. As you guys know, I usually script my videos, but since the trailer came out today and I post videos on Wednesday, I'm going to do this one a little bit more off the cuff and just give you my general thoughts. And I've actually got some really big theories to share with you guys when it comes to Miles and the Spot and their inclusion within the film. Because it seems like, even though the Spot is being titled as the main villain for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the trailers usually hint at Miguel Hara being the main antagonist for the film, suggesting that it will be Miguel and the rest of the Spider-Men and women chasing down Miles Morales for whatever reason, and that is how the film will play out. And he will be chasing Miles across the multiverse, with Gwen and Peter trying to help Miles in the process. However, we've just got this villain called the Spot who is just floating around in the midst of all this, and we have no idea how he ties into anything, even though we know he will. So I do have a couple of theories as to how the Spot actually fits into this film, and I think I've got a pretty good idea. But before we get into those theories, let's just talk about the rest of the film for 1 second. I'm really glad that this movie is focusing in on Miles and Gwen's relationship. As you guys know, a couple of months back I actually posted a video where I was voicing my concerns for their relationship and how much it would be showcased in this film, suggesting that this film would feel like it's too big for its boots and go all out with the multiverse, sacrificing the grounded nature of what made Into the Spider-Verse so special. But luckily, from what the producers have been saying, and even Hailee Steinfeld herself, who is the actress who plays Gwen Stacy, it looks like that this film will be focusing in on Miles and Gwen's relationship as a focal point of this film. Another focal point of the movie, especially in the first half, will be Miles' relationship with his parents. And there was 2 specific scenes in this trailer that really focused in on Miles' relationship with Rio and Jefferson. And personally, I thought Rio and Jefferson were going to be 2 of those characters that would get neglected in this film just to the sheer nature of how big the cast is already. You've got Miguel O'Hara, Jessica Drew, all the different Spider-Men and women, along with Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker, who are also a part of the main cast still. You've also still got to introduce Spot, and you've got to focus in on his story since he is the main villain across and Beyond the Spider-Verse as well. You also have Miles Morales, who is literally the main character. So I'm glad that Rio and Jefferson are getting the attention that they deserve in this trailer, which suggests they are going to be playing a big role in Miles' story in the film. And I'm glad they're not neglecting those characters, because I'm really hyped to see how Miles' responsibility as Spider-Man is going to affect his relationship with his parents, as it's suggesting it will in the trailers. So yeah, all in all, I'm glad that this film is taking a more grounded approach to what I was worrying about a couple of months back. And I think we can speak out as a fandom, and we can all agree that we're glad that this film is taking that kind of very care-centered approach to all of these characters that were established in the first film. Anyway, let's move on to my theory as to why the Spot and Miles Morales are more connected than you actually think. Now, I believe that Miles Morales and the Spot are in fact variants of each other. Yes, I believe that the Spot is in fact a variant of Miles Morales from a different universe, possibly the 2099 universe, maybe Gwen's universe, maybe another universe, but he is in fact Miles Morales. Now, that might seem very insane at first, but let me explain. There is a moment in the trailer where the Spot and Miles seemingly have a connection. It's where the Spot is sat in his own world. I think it might be his own mind, or it might be a dimension. It's just full of spots anyway, and he seems in a lot of distress. Then the camera zooms out, and very, very sharply we cut to Miles Morales, a very extreme close-up, which visually symbolizes to me that there may be a connection between the two, as if they're almost feeling the same sort of emotions. We also know that the Spot is a multiverse-hopping villain, which could explain why Miguel O'Hara has to assemble a team of spider people to actually catch the Spot, as we see in the trailer. And obviously, if Miles is a variant of the Spot, this explains why Miguel and the rest of the Spider team go after him in the trailers. But this doesn't explain why Miguel O'Hara is so angry. Like, wouldn't he just let Miles explain himself that he's never going to become the Spot or he's nothing like the Spot? Well, this has an explanation to it too. Why is Miguel so angry? Well, we know that in the first trailer for the film, Miguel actually has a daughter that is currently missing. And my theory is that the Spot is somehow responsible for the disappearance of his daughter, thus why he'd be angry at Miles if he is a variant of the Spot. The logic is that if Peter Parkers across the multiverse all become Spider-Man and end up heroes because of the origin story and what happens with Uncle Ben, just as Miguel mentions in the trailer, then using that logic, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities to suggest that if the Spot is in fact Miles Morales, that our version of Miles Morales could eventually go down that dark path and become a bad guy. Thus why Miguel O'Hara is so adamant about restraining Miles so he doesn't get away. You see how it all starts to tie together now. Miguel is angry because the Spot took his daughter. The Spot turns out to be a variant of Miles Morales. Another variant of Miles Morales shows up with Spider-Gwen. And using the same logic that Peter Parkers are all the same across the multiverse, Miguel assumes that Miles might end up turning evil, so therefore has to detain him so the Spot doesn't happen again. We also know that there is that line in the trailer where Peter says to Miguel, "Miguel, this is not what we talked about," suggesting that the group already spoke about how they were going to deal with this situation of Miles being a variant of the villain that took his daughter before they actually encountered one another. But Miguel, through pure rage and emotion, wants him gone. But obviously, Spider-Gwen and Peter Parker, they both sympathize with Miles because they know the type of person he is, because they were with him in Into the Spider-Verse. Notice how none of the other Spider-Men and women actually do sympathize with Miles on the level that Peter and Gwen do, because Peter and Gwen know him as a person, and they probably know through interactions with Miles that he's nothing like the other version of Miles that is in fact the Spot. This would also tie into the film's message about setting your own destiny. We know that the trailer has set out this idea that Miles Morales is going to be setting his own destiny as Spider-Man, because the whole theme is that Peter Parker kind of has this way of becoming Spider-Man through sacrifice, and that's the big message in the trailer. Well, if a variant of Miles became the Spot, everyone would be scared of our Miles Morales doing the same thing. But obviously, amid the message of the trailer and the film, Miles obviously wants to prove himself and prove Miguel wrong by writing his own destiny as Spider-Man. And thus, the whole theory comes full circle, ties into the message of the movie, and makes sense as to why Miguel would be so angry with Miles Morales. So with that out of the way, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this theory? Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let me know your theories about the trailer and the film in the comment section down below. Make sure to join the members club if you haven't already for exclusive early access to content and sporadic exclusive content for the members over months, and also an exclusive monthly podcast as well. With that being said, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you do not miss any more Spider-Man videos, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Take care and peace.